West Indies Cricket, Caribbean Cricket Podcast. West Indies Cricket, Caribbean Cricket Podcast.
Yes. Welcome back to another edition of the Caribbean Cricket Podcast. I'm one half the Caribbean Cricket Podcast, Machel St. Patrick Hewitt. This is a quick video just looking at the ODI, the recently completed ODI series between West Indies and Pakistan. West Indies obviously winning 2-1 and sealing yet another home ODI series victory. I'm possibly in this episode going to challenge the thinking of a few people. And here's the first challenge. The first challenge is, can you say anything, not anything, can you just be positive about West Indies cricket without having to make equivocations, without having to say, but this? Is it possible after a series win for someone in the media, a fan, whatever your kind of connection and link to West Indies cricket is it possible to just be positive in and of itself? And the reason why I ask you this is as follows. West Indies just won an ODI series 2-1 against Pakistan. If you are somebody who pays any kind of notice to international rankings, if that matters to you, it doesn't necessarily matter to me, but if you are somebody who does, there is no way you can make an equivocation in this series and say, but Pakistan only bought a B team. You know how people like to do that, but Pakistan only bought a B team. No, they didn't. They bought their full strength squad. But Pakistan are a low ranked team. No, they're not. They're ranked fourth. Whether you trust the rankings or not, they're ranked fourth. If you are one of those people who make coin off shouting about West Indies cricket and hating on individuals within West Indies cricket and painting yourself as the number one provider of content around West Indies cricket, here's a challenge. Can you just be positive? Is it possible to do a show and just say, well done? No, but I want to see this and I want to see that. Just well done. And the reason why I'm focusing like that, and you don't have to, like I say, I always say to people, you don't have to agree with me. But the reason why I'm starting and doing the episode along these lines is we as West Indian fans, as a West Indian fan base, as West Indian journalists, as West Indian media outlets, we do not have the luxury of expecting victories in any format of the sport. Not T20s, not ODIs, not tests, not men's, not women's, not young youths, not young gal, right? We do not have the privilege of expecting victory in any series. And based on that, any victory is to be celebrated. Even if it's a victory in a series loss, it's to be celebrated, much less a series win. Well done. Well done, Shay. Well done, Darren Sammy. Well done, Ravi Rampal. Well done, Rayon Griffith. Well done, Floyd Reefer. Well done, Jaden Seals. I know I'm missing people as I try and do this now. Well done, Avanesh. Well done. Brandon King didn't even score any runs. Well done, Brandon King. Well done, Evan Lewis. Well done, Shafane Rutherford. Well done, Gudakesh Moti. Well done, Casey Carty. Well done, number 70. Well done, who am I missing? Roston Chase. Well done, Jadea Blades. Well done. I've undoubtedly missed someone. Romario Shepherd. You lot have been catching stinkers and pelters for pretty much the whole summer. And you've ended off this summer series with an ODI series win against a team that didn't bring a B-side and that are supposed to be better than you on paper. Well done. If you wanted to, if you turned on and clicked on this episode expecting me to do some overreaction and some funny kind of takes on stuff, no, this ain't the episode for that. This is just an episode to say the boys did well. And with no equivocations, we praise them. Even the ones who didn't even contribute too tough. As a squad, they achieved the goal. If the goal in every series that West Indies goes into is to win the series, then they achieve their goal. And we can't criticize. They achieve their goal. If we accept that, let's take the English Premier League, because lots of you are probably football fans. Every team that goes into a football season, for some it will be to avoid relegation. But let's just say and some will say, "Oh, Mash, you can't make a parallel like this," but I am, right. If your goal as Liverpool Football Club is to win matches and you win those matches, you have achieved your goal. West Indies go into a series. Every team goes into a series with the aim to win the series. West Indies achieve their goal. And we could dissect match by match. I'm not even going to do that. What I will do, though, is just read you out this stat. Listen very carefully, because some of you, when you watch episodes, you don't actually listen. You decide what your narrative is before the comments are made, and then just look out for words that can suit your narrative, right? Listen very carefully. This is something I tweeted after the England and Ireland tour, or just before, and I've updated it for after the Pakistan ODI series. Listen carefully. This is specifically about ODI cricket. Listen carefully. In fact, I should put it on the screen. To make it easier for people, let me put it up on the screen, because some of you will think, some of you, some of you, when I do this stuff, must think I'm making it up. So let me put it up on the screen for you lot to see. Right, look at this tweet. 20 hours ago, I retweeted, or I typed it again 20 hours ago. But the original tweet exists from I first tweeted it just before England and Ireland. So I've updated the numbers. Listen to this. Since the disastrous World Cup qualifiers in 2023, okay, so when we didn't make it to the 50th World Cup, West Indies have the following record at home in ODI cricket: played 15, won 10, lost 5, and we have won 4 out of the 5 series we have played at home since we didn't make it to the World Cup. For those who don't know which teams that means, we've beaten England at home twice, Bangladesh at home, and now Pakistan at home. The only team we lost to was India. We lost 2-1 to them in a series. So since the World Cup disaster, we have basically been damn near unbeatable in series at home. You can hate Darren Sammy all you want. You can think Shea Hope is a rubbish captain all you want, but you can't criticize that home record. You can't. And again, those who will try and come back at me and go, but England bought XYZ side, Pakistan bought their best team, and we just laying them down by 202 runs to win the final ODI. It doesn't get more comprehensive than that. You can't even try and equivocate. It doesn't get more comprehensive than that. Now, but luckily, unlike some people, I am balanced. Look at the away record. Away from home in ODI cricket, we've played 11 since the World Cup disaster, qualifiers disaster. We've played 11, won 2, lost 9. And I think those 2 wins are 1 win in Sri Lanka and 1 win in Ireland, and lost all the rest. And then look what I've put at the bottom. We are yet to learn to dominate in overseas foreign conditions, but I'll take this ODI record over what happened between 2015 and 2023. Now, I say that to say, because some of you don't know the context of how bad an ODI team we've been. Some of you are young youths in this West Indies thing. Some of you aren't proper West Indian historians. You're just emotional historians. You're not actually historians. You don't study this thing properly. Between 2015 and 2019, listen carefully for those out the back and down the sides, listen carefully. Between 2015 and 2019, the West Indies cricket team did not win an ODI series anywhere in the world. Not at home, not away. Listen again to what I just said. Between 2015 and 2019, the West Indies ODI side did not win anywhere in the world, whether home or away. Didn't win any series anywhere in the world. But the late 22 to 2023, which precipitated Sammy coming into the head coach job for ODIs, we won 10 of our last 30 ODIs before we went into those World Cup qualifiers. 10 out of 30. Are you listening? So when people say to me, Darren Sammy's a bad coach, he's got no credentials, this, that, I hear you. Don't get me wrong. I am hearing everyone. But I think you have to take the ODI team out of that particular analytical breakdown, because what you're saying doesn't match up with what he's done with the ODI side. You can still try and argue to me that he can't coach the team in Test cricket or one series that he's had. You can still argue to me that he can't coach the team in T20, even though loads you boasted about us getting to number 3 in the world in 2024, etc. Obviously, all the L's this year, right? But the ODI record is significantly better than what came before him. And we didn't win any series for 4 years between 2015 and 2019. So tell me now, people, where do you stand? If you're a Sammy out guy or gal, be Sammy out with chest. And what I mean by that is you now have to say Sammy out even when we win. Even when we beat a team ranked above us, even when we beat a team that doesn't bring their B side and we smash them by 202 runs, I still want you to go on your platforms or on your social media handles and go Sammy out. Say it with chest and explain why. Because it can't be, I don't want to hear people suddenly switch it up now and go, oh no, Sammy's bought himself some time. No. Still say Sammy out with chest. I don't have to, because I've never said Sammy out. I've never said Shea Hope out or any foolishness like that. I've always just maintained it is what it is, right? But when it comes to the ODI team, I don't think the statistical analysis holds up to say Sammy out or Hope out or whatever it might be. It's possible to just look at a result and go, the boys did well. Well done, everyone. You brought it home. You made us walk with our chest held up high, our heads held up high, and we're proud of you. It's just possible just to say that. No deep analysis. Well done, you guys. You done your job. That is it. That is it. Just some stats though to read out before I jog on from this episode. Just again, in case people, because some people don't actually use stats, they just use emotions. So the batting stats of this particular series, Shea Hope 207 runs at an average of 103, strike rate 100. Roston Chase 138 runs at an average of 69, strike rate 106. Evan Lewis 104 runs at an average of 35, strike rate 85. Shafane Rutherford 70 runs at an average of 23, strike rate 76. Casey Carty 63 runs at an average of 21, strike rate 50. Justin Graves 69 runs. No average because he never got dismissed in the 2 matches he played. Strike rate 125. Gudakesh Moti, who I shouldn't be including as a batter, but it's important to show how well he's developed as a batter. 36 runs at an average of 18, strike rate 144. Brandon King, 10 runs at an average of 3, strike rate 53. Yuck. Ramiro Shepherd, nothing worth mentioning, so I didn't even include him. Now, the bowling stats. Starboy, obviously, Destructor-in-Chief in the last ODI, taking 6 wickets. Big up Starboy. Have you noticed, by the way, how everyone now in world cricket is calling him Starboy? Does anyone remember who was the first set of people to start calling him Starboy? Caribbean Cricket Podcast. We set the agenda and everyone else follows in behind. He's what? Jaden Seals is now Starboy. I said, weren't we calling him Starboy? CCP were calling Jaden Seals Starboy 3 years ago. In fact, it might even be 4 years ago we started calling him Starboy. The rest of the world has only just now cottoned on to Starboy. Wickets, ODI stats with the ball, Jaden Seals, 10 wickets at an average of 10, economy 4.1. Gudakesh Moti, 4 wickets at 28, economy 4.4. Roston Chase, 3 wickets at 28, economy 4.1. Shamar Joseph, 3 wickets at 33, economy 4.7. Jadea Blades, 1 wicket at 99, economy 7.7. Justin Graves, no wickets, economy 8. Romario Shepherd, no wickets, economy 3.3. just because some people want me to mention it, here are some key talking points for us to go away and think about by the time we next play some ODIs. And I don't even know when our next ODIs are. With off the top of my head, probably New Zealand, or maybe there might be something with Bangladesh, but I don't know if that's being confirmed, but likely New Zealand later on this year, right? Here's some talking points. Brandon King. So these are just things to talk about in terms of areas for possible improvement going forward. The jury is still out on Brandon King as an opener. I think he currently averages 28 now in ODI cricket. Is there an argument to say that you move somebody else to open? It shouldn't be Shai Hope. I know the commentators on TV tried to talk about that. That doesn't make any sense. Shai Hope has to be number 4 because he has to negotiate spin. You saw why him and Roston Chase are where they are. When Pakistan had us on the ropes in that third ODI and they were choking us out with the spin, it was Chase and Hope that were the best manipulators of spin in the middle overs that set it up for the final 15-10 over onslaught that came. Shai has to stay where he is. Nicholas Pooran has retired, so there's no one else available to play spin unless you lot are counting Hetmeyer, who's a 1 in 6 guy. They have to find an opener to challenge Brandon King. I don't know who that be. Some will say Ali Cathernays. I don't think you want 2 left-handers at the top, but they have to find somebody. Could they move Justin Graves there? Don't know if that's best for Justin Graves, but they have to find somebody. Romario Shepherd's spot is rightly under scrutiny. You could argue that Justin Graves is the answer to that because we saw some late order hitting from Justin Graves, but we need to see if Justin Graves can... I mean, I was about to say, can Justin Graves replace what Romario Shepherd does with the ball? But then what is Romario Shepherd doing with the ball? So there's just some question marks around that. So the opener position is under scrutiny. I know Carty had a bad time of it, but he's got enough coin in the bank. So he's still got lots of what am I saying, coin in the bank? What am I trying to say here? It's got a lot of stock left, so we don't really need to focus on Carty. Rutherford had a down bad series, but he was an ODI player of the year in 2024, so he's got enough credit in the bank. That's what I'm saying. He's got enough credit in the bank. Carty's got enough credit in the bank, so we don't need to over focus on them. So it's Shepherd's spot at 7 that we need to put some scrutiny on. And then even with the Judea Blades thing, obviously they're trying to develop the young Ute man. But people have to remember that Alzari Joseph was rested for this series. So your bowling attack going forward looks like it would be Alzari Joseph, number 70, and Jaden Seals. That's your 3 pacers. Gudakesh Moti is your spinner. That's your 4 frontline bowlers. And then whoever takes Romario Shepherd's spot is your 5th bowler. Roston Chase is your 6th relief bowler. Okay, so that currently is what it's looking like. So as things currently stand, the only 2 spots that I think there's scrutiny over is King at the top and the number 7 spot, which again, you could say Justin Graves, but I just want to see him bowl some more before I fully go, yeah, let's just put Justin Graves there. The question mark people would have is who would replace King at the top? Are you looking at a Joel Andrew, who they debuted in England? Not debuted, but they gave him a kind of free pass in England to open. Obviously, it didn't go very well, but he's a young Ute, right? So they could look at someone like Jewel. They may look at someone like Ali Cathernays. So there's obviously people under Brandon King who you could go and look at. But I think the only thing I would say about Brandon is remember that Brandon had a side strain after the Australia series, which meant that he didn't play in the Pakistan T20 series. So he came into the ODI series having been injured for those 3 T20 games and then declared fit to play the ODI game. So I just do wonder just how quote unquote rusty he was coming off the back of a side strain, but that doesn't mean he's not that doesn't mean we don't hold him to account, and that doesn't mean he doesn't come under some scrutiny with regards to his position at the top of the order. But that's really the only talking points. And I think the only final thing I would say is it any real surprise how well the ODI side did against Pakistan? Because of all the teams that Sammy has had control of, the ODI side's the most settled. It's the one that has shown the most level of consistency over a long period of time. So, yes, and again, they still need to improve away from home, but it's baby steps for me. They've completed the first step of the rung for me, which is first make yourself hard to beat at home. First be difficult to beat in your own conditions. Then we try and progress from there. So Sammy's ODI side is now at a stage where we now have to think about how do we become stronger away from home. That's the next step. Okay. But let me know in the comments below, people. Let me know in the comments below. Little recap, little brief look at the ODI series. CPL is about to start tomorrow. I'll come back and do some content around CPL. I'm going to actually try and watch CPL this year. People know where I stand on CPL, but I am actually going to try and engage with the product this year. There's reasons why, which I'll explain on later shows at some point, but you shall see. In the meantime, people, do become a patron. Caribbean Cricket Podcast has updated the Patreon. There's now new tiers to the Patreon. Go and have a look at that. It's on the link below. www.patreon.com/Carib Cricket. That's effectively the main way of supporting the Caribbean Cricket Podcast. You can get involved for as little as £2, £2, £2, £2 Eastern Caribbean dollars, whatever your currency is, to support the Caribbean Cricket Podcast. So get involved there. But at the bare minimum, like the video, share the video, subscribe to Caribbean Cricket Podcast. You can find us on every single social media handle there is. Go and follow the movement, and we'll be back very, very soon with some more content. Until then, peace.
West Indies Cricket, Caribbean Cricket Podcast. West Indies Cricket.